Hey gals, I'm back yet again. I wanted to give you a little insight and further clarification about this week's assignments. So here I am in Module 1, and you scroll on down um, to the bottom here, and you'll see we have three, excuse me, three key assignments this week. A discussion to participate in, your APA quiz, all right, and you're going to start thinking about your final project. Okay, so I'm going to go through these one at a time here. For discussions, all right, you can sit here. This week it's Save the Anthropologists, all right, and you can go ahead and click on it, and it'll take you right to the discussion board. And here you will see the full prompt, okay. And I'm not going to read over it for you right now, but what I do want you to note is if you go in here, right, you'll see my thread, some initial thoughts. Now I do this every week, right, to help kind of further orient you and to offer clarification about how you should approach and execute the discussion. So check it out. You go on in here, and boom, here I give you a little overview in greater detail and kind of step by step how you should kind of go through it. For this one, imagine you're writing an email to the director from the perspective of an employee. So this is kind of, you want to develop a culturally relative perspective, right? Put yourself in the place of an employee. Introduce yourself. What's your name? What's the definition of anthropology? Cite your definition. Got to use APA style citation, right? What is the definition of your assigned subdiscipline? And your assigned subdiscipline is based on the first letter of your last name. You can see that in the let's see here, pop back here, right here. So A through E is going to be a physical anthropologist, F through K, a linguistic anthropologist, L through R, a cultural anthropologist, and S through Z, an archaeologist. All right, so you're going to be wanting to use those specific subdisciplines, right, in your argument to the director that's ready to cut the anthropologists, right? All in an effort to save the anthropologist. So approach it like that. And again, your first, let's see here, your first post is due by the end of Thursday this week, and at least 2 response posts are due by the end of Sunday this week. I always suggest not leaving it to the last minute. Try to get it in there before the due dates. I will be an active participant. I'll be out there looking for your posts and offering constructive feedback. When it comes to your response posts, I list out some kind of key things to consider. And yeah, you can use this as a checklist. That's this week's discussion. Let me flip on back to our modules, back to module 1. Next up, your APA quiz. All right. You can see up here you have these tutorials. So here's the link to the quiz, but up here in the reading and resources, these are some key resources that you're going to want to review to familiarize yourself with APA style citation. And they're tutorials. They teach you how to do it. All right. I also have, if you go back to our main announcements page, and scroll on down, let's see here. Valuable writing resources. Now, here's one that I suggest that you download and just have on hand as a key reference guide, and it's called the APA Style Appendix, and it's got it all. But download it, keep it on hand. You can figure out how to cite any sort of source using this reference guide. I also suggest not leaving the quiz till the end of the week. You get 2 attempts on it, all right? Get on it early on in the week. Moving back to module 1. Here we go. Here's our first kind of segue into our final project. All right, now you don't actually have to produce anything this week. It's really just thinking about. But I encourage you, start drafting things on out. Right, take notes. So let's take a quick look at the final project rubric, and it'll give you greater insight into, what this project is all about. So I have it all embedded here. You're going to conduct research to objectively evaluate cultural practices, and you're going to do this by selecting a film, right? And you have an approved films list. I have it, it's linked here, is also in my module announcement. Here's the approved list. Now you can pick another film, but you have to clear it with me first, all right? Some films are good for this, some films aren't. And I'm pretty movie savvy because I love movies. So chances are I've probably seen it or know enough about it that I can give you an informed decision on whether it's going to be an appropriate film or not. But all these that are listed here are definitely good to use, okay? Let's flip back. Sorry. Where did... Here we go. And you're also going to be selecting 3 anthropological core concepts. And you can click right here on the link, and it'll bring that up. All right, here is a list of key concepts. All right, you're going to pick 3. And those are going to be the things that you explore in your film. All right. Move back. And yeah, they're again listed right here. Now, the project is divided up into 3 milestones, okay? And think of these as building blocks, right, to get you to the final project. And here you can see the critical elements that you need to address in for this. This is the overall final project guidelines. So you can see here each of these questions you need to address in it. And it gives you a further breakdown of, milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3. Here's a nice little chart of when things are due to help you stay on top of it. Now here is kind of the key critical elements. These connect to these aspects up here, right, in the prompt. But these are the things that I'm going to be specifically looking for in your project, okay? And it's extensive. See, we have, 4 pages of critical elements, right? So a good idea is look at the proficient column, right? And this gives you, like when you talk about cultural relativism and respectful language, right? There is no exemplary for this, so you just kind of proficient as you either include it or you don't, all right? But down here, say when we're talking about cultures, look at the proficient, describes 2 cultures or subcultures that are represented in the film, right? Now that's what you have to at least get, right, in there. But if you look to the left, the exemplary column, right, so it's meeting the proficient and giving exceptional insight in the cultures, right? And to give exceptional insight means you go above and beyond, right? Find good scholarly sources that offer insights into your groups, making great course connections. These are sorts of approaches that will help move you from proficient to exemplary. So, and of course, if you have any questions about this, remember this week we're just kind of processing it and considering what you're going to be having to do. But look to go back to our main page, to our discussion board, and we have a general questions form here. So feel free to email me directly, but questions about the projects and assignments in general, other students might have similar questions. So I encourage you to go ahead and ask anything. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong questions. All right, and I guarantee you that there will be at least one other student in the course that has the same question or similar question or wants insights into that particular thing that you're asking about. And so this is a good place to share that. That way, everyone kind of gets the information. But of course, feel free to email me directly or call. Yeah. So let me see here. Making sure. Oh, this is a key thing. In our readings, right, in our MindEdge e-learning materials, they've revised it recently, and one of the great things they include is they have sections in there called Make a Connection, all right? And it'll say like Make a Connection, final project. And make note of those, all right? Those are great things to be using in your paper, okay? Because it's speaking to the various concepts that we're going to be discussing, things that you can use to explore your cultural groups that you're going to be exploring. Yeah, they're really valuable. So keep an eye out for those when you do your module readings, and make note of them. Like, oh, hey, this is a thing that connects to this other thing over here, and that's useful for my final project. So that's where I'm going to leave this. And of course, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything at all, consider me your walking, talking, breathing, living anthropological resource. All right, I'm here for you, whatever you need. And my promise to you is that I'm going to work with you, not work against you. All right. So, yeah, let me know if you need any more on this, and yeah, I look forward to your work.